Greetings to my Algebra 1Es. So, we're going to begin the week without me, and I just want to make sure that you guys are paying attention to the sub and listening, doing what she's saying. If you would like to stop this recording, this video at any point in time, and pause so you can work, please have the sub do that. Also know if you'd like to watch it again, it is also on my website, and it is on Google Classroom for you guys to look over as you're doing your homework. It might help you look back over them again to see what we're doing. So today we're going to be looking at lesson 4.7 that we talked about last week on absolute value functions. And I just wanted to go through and remind you how to do these. So we're going to look at some example problems just to refresh your memory. So remember that with absolute value functions, we are going to create a table, and we're going to look for that vertex, that place where the V happens. So let's start with x minus 3, or the absolute value of x minus 3. So just to start, since we have a 3 here, I'm probably going to start with a negative 3 and a 0 and a 3, just to see what I can come up with. So if I put in my negative 3 in here, then I'm going to have the absolute value of negative 3 minus 3. So this is 3 minus 3, which is 0. And then if I put 0 in here, I've got the absolute value of 0, which is 0 minus 3, so that's going to be a negative 3. And if I put 3 in there, then we'll have 3, the absolute value of 3 is 3, minus 0, so we're also going to have a 0. Well, that looks a little funky, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in our table, or in our graph over here, and we're going to see what we can do with it. So we have a negative 3, 0, and a 0, negative 3, and a 3, 0. So I'm going to put something in the middle. I think my guess says that this is probably the vertex, but we're going to put one kind of in the middle here and kind of in the middle here, and we'll see what comes up. So we're going to do a negative 2 and a positive 2. Or you could do a negative 1 and a positive 1 and see if that works. Let's try a negative 2. So if I put negative 2 in here, the absolute value of negative 2 is going to be 2 minus 3, which is going to give me a negative 1. So that's going to be negative 2, negative 1. That looks like it's still going to go down. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to check out the 1 and see what happens. So we're going to put a 1 in here. So if I have a 1, absolute value of 1 is 1 minus 3. It's going to give me a negative 2. That's what I thought was going to happen. So it looks like we're going to be going this way and this way. So if we talk about our domain, or our x values, we can have an infinite number of domains, right? So our domain is all real numbers. That's our x values. The x's are going to go on and on forever and ever, both directions. But it looks like our y values, or our range, is going to be a little bit different. It looks like this is going to be our lowest range. So it looks like our range is going to be anything greater than negative 3. And that's all you have to do for those. So let's try a second one. So this one is the function of x is the absolute value of 2x plus 5. That one's going to be kind of tough to look at. So I know that I'm going to have a plus 5. Let's start with a 2 and just see what happens. So if I put 2 in here for x, I'm going to have 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 5 is 9, so the absolute value of 9 is 9. What if I do a negative 2? So if I put a negative 2 in here, that would be negative 4 plus 5, which is 1, so the absolute value of 1 is 1. Let's go ahead and graph those and see what happens. So I've got 2 and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to come way up here. And negative 2, 1. Well, either we're still coming down here, or we've already come down and back up. So I'm going to put in a negative 1 and find out if we're still up in here. So if I put a negative 1 in here, I'm going to get negative 2 plus 5, and that's the absolute value of that, so that's going to equal 3. Absolute value of 3 is 3. So negative 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're still on the downhill here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 from there. So we're going to do a negative 3 now. So if we do negative 3, we're going to get a negative 6 plus 5, and that's the absolute value of that. So that's negative 1. Absolute value of negative 1 is 1. So then we're going to put that back in here, and we have negative 3, 1, 2, 3, positive 1. So what does that tell you? That tells you that probably halfway in between here is where our vertex is going to happen. So let's just put in 1, 2, negative 2.5 just to be sure. So if we have negative 2.5 times 2, or 5 halves times 2, those are going to cancel out. So we have negative 5 plus 5. Oh, there's our 0. So that's going to definitely be right there. So then we can come in and we can draw our line going this way. We can draw our line going this way. And we have our absolute value function. So again, we're going to talk about domain. It does not look like our x's are going to stop at any point in time. So it looks like our domain is going to be all real numbers. And our range, of course, the y values, our lowest y here is going to be on 0, y equals 0. So our range is going to be anything greater than 0. So I hope these helped you. Your worksheet looks like this, lesson 4-7. You're going to be finding absolute value functions for everything up here. Skip these on the bottom that I've crossed out. And then on the back, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more that you're going to be doing. Don't worry about these, but I want you to determine domain and range of number 7. And that's all you have to do on there. This is going to be due on Wednesday. And don't forget that you will be having a test either Tuesday or Wednesday of the week of fall break. So be on week 7 on the website and be looking for those online quizzes to be up. They'll be up soon. So enjoy your homework, and we'll see you guys later on.